This evening, I would like to talk about, first of all, us, who we are, and why we're here. And I would like to talk about the earth and what it's going through in the ascension process and how we can assist it. All right. First of all, who are we? Do you realize as human beings, we are co creators on the surface of the earth? And if you question that, I challenge you to name one thing that you've ever experienced that wasn't created by Mother Earth, Mother Nature, or humans. There are 1 to 2 million life forms on the planet, according to the biologists, and we're the only life form that can change the weather, that can leave the planet, that has built governments, religions, economic systems, that uses higher mathematics, that has developed technology, that can communicate with virtually anybody on the planet, anywhere, almost anywhere, within seconds, can physically be anywhere on the planet within a day. And we're the only ones that can leave the planet. We're the only one that grows our own food. All of the other millions of life forms are dependent on being fed by Mother Nature. We are co-creators on the surface of the earth with Mother Nature. Did you know that Mother Earth has a soul? That Mother Earth has emotions and feelings? Mother Earth is in many ways like us. In fact, we're made out of the energy and the substance of Mother Earth, our physical bodies, that is, all right? And how many times have we ever taken from Mother Earth what we wanted or needed or desired and never asked her? And how many times have we ever remembered to thank her for what she's given us? And you multiply that by 8.5 billion people and by a couple, like 10,000 years of recorded history, and this has been the pattern of humanity on the earth. We haven't loved Mother Earth, we've abused her. How many holes have we punched in her skin? Millions. How many holes have we dug in her to draw out minerals? We draw out gas and oil and water and not asking, not thanking, just doing it. Now, if you were Mother Earth, how would you feel to be treated like that? My guess is you wouldn't be all that happy about it, would you? Well, I don't think Mother Earth at times is too. She has unconditional love for us. But wow, we're running wild. We're not disciplined. We don't share our love for her like she gives it freely to us. So Mother Earth, over 10,000 years, she has vented what she could vent, but Mother Earth is ascending to a higher level of consciousness herself. And she can't do that as long as she's carrying all of this negative energy that we have helped create in her. She needs our help. And I like to think that we're kind of in phase 2 of the ascension process. Phase 1 was staffing the earth with beings that could help her ascend, okay? And that's us, the light workers. None of the light workers, in my experience, evolved on the planet. We've all come here from elsewhere. Ortran's from the angelic realm. I'm from the spirit realm. And many of the light workers are from higher dimensions of space. And a few have come from other universes. And a fewer yet have come from earlier, older creations. All right? And we're here because we can ground the higher frequency energies that are coming into the earth from deep space, from through the sun, and from the sun itself. All right? We're phase one, staffing the earth with beings that were necessary to assist the earth and humanity to go through this recreative process that we call ascension. All right? Now, we can help Mother Earth because she has a limited repertoire of ways that she can get rid of all of the negative things that she's experienced. Now, she can use wind, tornadoes and hurricanes. She can use water with floods and also droughts. And she can use fire, as we witnessed in Los Angeles here, and more recently over in I think it was Spain. And she can use temperature, okay, warming up or cooling down. So that's it. Oh, I'm sorry. She can shake the crust of the earth with earthquakes, and she can also volcanic eruptions. But that's the only way that she can express these negative emotions. Now, if we can help her by sending her love, by asking her to forgive us, though we may not have abused the earth, but the people that built our house cut down the trees, all right, and dug up cement, etc., from it. So we have been helped by people that have abused the earth. So please, in your meditation, include thoughts for Mother Earth. Send her love, send her peace, send her joy, all right? And just, if you've got a wild imagination, create a body that's so large that you can reach out with your arms and give Mother Earth a great big hug. All right? If we can send her love and express our gratitude and our appreciation, she's not going to have so much anger to express. It's going to make it easier on us. It's going to make it easier on Mother Nature. Everybody's going to win from it. The vegetation and the plants on the earth are going to benefit too. So please, in your meditations, include Mother Earth. All right? That's one way we can help her go through the ascension process more peaceably, and everybody on the earth is going to benefit. Another thing, the planet is going through a phase of being overheated. And the overheating has already killed almost all of the, I'm drawing a blank in the term. In the oceans, there are, let me come back to that. It will come to me. There are plants that are going extinct because of the heat. There are also some animal species that are going extinct because of the increased heat. And it's interesting to me that they blame us for increasing the CO2 in the atmosphere as if CO2 is the primary cause for planetary warming. It's not. It's not. Do you know what effect CO2 has on the atmosphere or on the heating process? It blocks heat from evaporating off of the earth. It does not create heat. But the sun, my gosh, the sun is putting out more heat than ever before in all of our recorded history. Do you know what solar flares are? Flashes of light that are being directed to the earth from the sun. It takes them 8 minutes to reach here because it's light. It travels at the speed of light, and with it comes a lot of heat energy. And do you know what CMEs are? Coronal mass ejections coming from the sun. These are ejections of matter, electromagnetic energy, and matter. And it takes them about 2.5 days to come here, and they come here and bring an awful lot of electromagnetic energy and heat. And it used to be that you might get a CME once, maybe twice a year. Here, 1 week in March, we had 2 CMEs and 3 solar flashes in 1 week. Okay? So the output of the sun has greatly increased, and it is the primary cause of planetary warming. Well, I was in meditation back in early March, and I asked, what can we do to help slow down or stop or reverse planetary warming? And this was I've never had a channeling like this. They gave it to me in like pieces in a puzzle instead of it all coming at once. They said, create more clouds. Oh, why didn't I think of that? It's so obvious. If the clouds reflect light back into space before it ever reaches the earth, we're going to have less heat here, right? Yeah, that'll work. And so I was excited about that, but then I realized, how do we create more clouds? So I asked the next day in meditation, how do we create more clouds? And they said, talk to the water divas. You know what a water diva is? It's a water spirit. It's okay. So fine, great, because clouds are evaporated water. And if we can speed up that process, but then it dawned on me, well, can water divas speed up or control the rate of evaporation of water? So I asked the question next day, and they said, well, the earth is ascending, isn't it? And everything on the earth is ascending with it. Yes, they can speed up and slow down the rate of water evaporation, but you have to ask them. Okay? It makes perfect sense, doesn't it? And the next day, I didn't ask a question. They just offered something to me. And they said, talk to the air divas. It's the air that moves the clouds around the surface of the planet. All right? So the picture is, if I'm going to say in a meditative state, we talk to the air divas, the water divas, and ask them to speed up the rate of water evaporation, it'll create more clouds. And we ask the clouds then to change their normal routes that they push clouds to, push them to areas that, like the Sahara Desert, like the western part of our country that's semi-arid, like Australia, 92% of that continent is semi-arid. And if we can have these areas become lush, and that's their term, and I love that term, become lush with vegetation. And do you know what that's going to do? That vegetation is going to absorb more of the CO2 and is going to give off oxygen. All right? And if we have more clouds and we have more rainfall, well, if you can picture rain falling on your yard or on the pavement, eventually, if it doesn't soak in, it's going to evaporate. And do you know what makes it evaporate? It absorbs heat. That's what causes it to evaporate. So we've got another way to cool the planet with falling rain. Okay? So, yes. So, in your meditation, I'm asking for your help. I'm asking for Mother Earth, all right? And I'm asking for all life forms on the planet. Talk to the water divas. And if you know of anyone that you think would be open to hear, share this idea with them. All right? So we can slow down and we can even reverse, if we have enough people doing it, the planetary warming. All right? And it's a way we can express love and gratitude to the earth and to all life on the earth. It's a way that we can be responsible co-creators on the surface of the planet. All right? So I offer that to you as not only a suggestion, but a request, because the earth needs your help. And all life on the earth can use this help, can benefit from it. All right? And the neat thing is, it doesn't cost anything. The only thing we have to do is use a little bit of time and direct our thoughts and our desires. And that's it. Okay? So those are two ways that we can assist the planetary warming, and we can assist the plant, the earth, lessen its need to vent all of that, the hurt that it's been inflicted upon it over the years. Let me pause here and ask any thoughts, comments, or questions at this point.
Michael has one.
Yes, Michael. Unmute yourself.
Okay. I follow a site called responsibletechnology.org, and they had a press briefing after they were at the Congressional Agricultural Committee, and they were talking about regenerative agriculture, and it just really excited me. So I thought there must be more on it somewhere. So I found a site called kisstheground.com, and they have a documentary about regenerative agriculture that actually puts the CO2 in the ground and creates that moisture like umbrella over the area, plus puts all the microbes in the soil that make the plants healthier for us to eat. But it just seems like a whole win-win. They said if 50% of the farmers in the US switched to regenerative agriculture, we wouldn't need to be worried about the carbon in the air.
Yep. That's excellent idea, excellent suggestion. Thank you. Anyone else here? Okay, charging ahead. There are a number of planetary changes that are taking place. And one that it's surprising that we've heard so very, very little about it. And it's extraordinarily beneficial, helpful. Have you heard of the photon belt? Have you heard about it lately? Okay, I'm getting a couple of yes, but most are not saying anything or no. Our solar system goes through a 13,000 year cycle. And if it's rotating, let's say in a clockwise manner that's horizontal, twice a year it goes through the photon belt, which is about the same diameter, but it rotates like a wheel. Okay. And when we go through it on one side, we go through it on both sides, okay, because the orbits intersect. And we have just in this earlier in this decade, this century, earlier in this century, our solar system began entering the photon belt, and we will be in the photon belt. It takes 2,000 years to go through it on each side. So every 6,500 years, we're spending 2,000 years in the photon belt. Now, a photon is a subatomic particle, and it's a particle of light. You can't see it. It's much, much smaller than an atom, but it carries a very high positive charge. So our solar system, including our planet, is now fully in the photon belt, and we will be in it for 2,000 years. And we're going through this field of really high charged light. Can you imagine the amount of change that we, as well, we're not going to be around 2,000 years in this body, but that humanity can make in 2,000 years of living in a highly positive charged environment, and how much growth the earth can attain in that period of time? And we don't have to do anything except be open to accept it, enjoy it, and employ it. Okay? So want you to know that we're in this field now, and it's absolutely beautiful, and there's nothing that anyone can do to stop that positive effect from happening. It's there. Okay? Be aware of it. Talk to the photons in your meditation. Thank them. Bless them. Ask them to, use my body, use my mind, use my feelings, and to build them up in very positive ways. Okay, and accept that when it's given to you. So become one with the photons that you're taking in with every breath, with every morsel of food. All right, become one with it. Let them become one with you, and express your gratitude. Okay. Now, there's something else that's happening. Have you heard of Nibiru, also known as Planet X? Okay. Pete, you got something you want to add here? Unmute yourself.
I think she might have.
Can't hear you. Darcy,
Hear me now? Hear me now?
Yes,
Hear me now?
Yes.
I've heard about it, Carl, but it's Carl, a guy named Tretchen wrote about it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
What Nibiru I refer to it as a failed solar system. Nibiru is a very, very large planet, and it has rotating around it what we would call moons or smaller planets. Okay, Nibiru did not reach enough size to have the gravitational force to create a nuclear to ignite the nuclear action on the planet as our sun has done. It's just not large enough to do it, but it is 4 to 5 times larger than the Earth, and it has a 13,000 year elliptical orbit around our sun, and every again 6,500 years it comes through the inner solar system. And the last time it came through, it's mentioned in the Bible. And you recall in the Bible, it talks about 3 days of darkness. That was caused by Nibiru. And right now, Nibiru is in the inner solar system. And it makes its nearest passage to the Earth late 2020. 27.
Mhm.
All right. And it is a denser planet than the Earth, and its gravitational is about 6 to 7 times greater than the gravitational force of the Earth. Its electromagnetic field is, again, more powerful than the Earth's. And it's not that visible. The only time you can see things in space is when they reflect light. If it doesn't reflect light, it's not visible. All right? And Nibiru reflects very, very little light. Most of the light that comes to it from the sun, it absorbs it because of its dark color. And it has some of these planets that are rotating around it. The surface is dusty, and the dust is dark. And so Nibiru is shrouded in a cloud of dust with a low reflective surface. So it's very, very difficult to see. So it can be in the inner solar system. And if you know precisely where to look, you can see it because you know what you're looking for and where it's at. But if you don't know it's there and you don't know where it is, it's in essence, it's invisible to you. Okay? But we are already being affected by the gravitational pull and by the electromagnetic field of Nibiru. Now, just earlier this week, there was a power outage in Spain affecting Portugal and some of France, and they had no explanation for it. Well, the channel information says it was Nibiru. And we have airplanes that just for no reason are crashing. That's not caused by Nibiru, that's caused by earthquake activity. And much of the earthquake activity is created by the gravitational pull of Nibiru. If our plate tectonics, which make up the surface of the Earth, if you change the gravitational pull that's holding them together by having another gravitational force that's more powerful, it allows them to move, which creates earthquakes. And that is happening. There's been about a 300% increase in earthquake activity, in volcanic eruptions, okay? And it's Nibiru that's impacting our weather. All right? The electromagnetic shield that the Earth has around it, it's referred to as the Schumann resonance, okay? And it's also referred to as the Earth's heartbeat. That shield is weakened considerably. It was functioning at 7.8 hertz. Today it's functioning between 20 and 30 hertz with spikes up to 60 hertz caused by Nibiru. Okay, so we're in for an interesting encounter with this failed solar system. And what can we do about it? Well, the government does not want people to know about it because they're afraid they're going to panic, and they're probably right, we will. But the thing is, the longer they wait to tell us, the less time we have to prepare for it. So long term, it's the politicians are saving their skin for now, but it's going to come back and haunt them when that announcement is made. And I would expect it to be made perhaps as early as later this year, because it's getting that close. It's no longer avoidable. Okay, it can no longer be denied. So what can you do about that? Well, you are created in the image and likeness of God. Jesus referred to you, to me, to all of us, as he said, "Do you not know that you are God?" And we've just tried to demonstrate that we are co-creators as gods on the surface of the earth. And we have a lot of power when we connect our consciousness, our heart, with the consciousness and heart of our soul. And in that state, where we combine our humanness with our divinity, we're functioning out of Christ consciousness. And Jesus said, when we are in that state, everything that I can do, you can do, and even greater than this can you do. And so by focusing attention on our individual spiritual growth, and then coming together as a group, as light workers come together, 2 have the power of 4, 4 have the power of 16, 100 have the power of 10,000. All right? And we can direct energy to Nibiru. We can, I don't know if we can alter its course or not. That's a possibility. But what we can do is we can negate some of the effect it's going to be having on the earth and life on the earth. And we're on the earth at this time to assist the earth and humanity to go through this ascension process as we leave behind the negative, limited, third-dimensional level of consciousness and move into the empowering consciousness of the 5th dimension, which is love, which is at one-ment, which is peace, joy. Okay? And if we are in our meditative state, we ask for guidance. Where would it be safe for me and my family to be? Where can I be that I can be of the greatest service to humanity and the earth? And then be open to listen and to take action, to follow the guidance that we're given. And that is what we can do. And that's what it would be helpful for each one of us to do, for ourselves and for our families. Let me pause here. Any comments, any suggestions, any ideas?
Hello. Hello?
Yes.
Yes. I'm Georgia.
Hi, Georgia.
I was a little late. It's funny while you were talking about that, I had never heard of Nibiru before. I looked it up on the computer and it says Nibiru is a fictitious planet, a key component of various doomsday theories, particularly those associated with the 2012 Mayan calendar predictions. So, yes, they're keeping everybody unknowing that this exists.
Key in Planet X and see what you get, because that's the name that's often referred to.
Oh, Planet X?
Yes.
A hypothetical planet theorized to exist beyond Neptune.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Again, if by the end of the year we haven't heard about it, or that it hasn't been announced, I know that Putin very much is ready to announce it, but he's being restrained. Okay.
Well, let me just tell you how Planet X refers to hypothetical planet influencing the orbits of other planets in our solar system. While the concept has evolved, the original Planet X, as envisioned by Percival Lowell in 1906, has been disproven.
Oh.
More recently, the idea of a distant planet, now referred to as Planet 9, has been revived by astronomers to explain certain orbital anomalies in the outer solar system. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I don't know what it's going to be called.
Right.
The Nibiru is what it's called by people that don't live on the planet. And what name, Earth people or scientists are going to assign to it, I don't know. But
Right. That's why I never read the news or listen to the news or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what I'm saying,
Carl, there is a question in the chat by Pete, and he is asking, what about ETs helping planet Earth?
Pete, that's an excellent point. Again, every day I'm reading channel information that's on the computer, and if you've got paper and pencil, I would like you to write this address down. The best information of a channel nature that I have found, it's on a website called ERA, E-R-A, of Peace.
Light.
I'm sorry, but Era of Light, okay? There is another one, Era of Peace, which, okay, Era of Light.
Is it .com?
Yes, it's .com, I believe. On that site, it's refreshed about 5 times each week. And there will be a half a dozen channelings from a half a dozen different sources. And then there will be 2, 3, 4 not channelings, but articles written by people about current situations, people who have inside information usually, okay? So please, when you read that, be discerning, and as you should be discerning on what I'm sharing with you too, all right? If it does not resonate with you, file it away, don't accept it. I do not profess to have the truth. I do not want to have the truth or think that I have, all right? Because when you have the truth, your mind is closed to any further information coming in, all right? So anyway, read the channelings with an open mind and sense what level of consciousness it's coming from. And it's, to me, some of the channelings are coming from extraordinarily high levels, from Archangel Michael, for example, and from Saint Germain, all right? But some others are coming from, it can only come from the consciousness at the level of the one giving the channeling, okay? And it can only come through a person who is recording the channeling at their level of consciousness. So in terms of what's true, is it resonates with you, it probably is true for you, all right? But be aware of these various levels of consciousness that things come in at, okay?
Carl, we were always told that if you think it's really crazy right now, put it aside. Don't just throw it away completely.
Yes.
Put it aside, because at some point in time, that may make sense to you.
I absolutely agree with that. And I did not say ever, do not throw it away. File it away as a possibility.
Yeah.
Okay. And at some point, it may click in. Okay. And if it doesn't ever click in, then, fine. It's not true for you. Okay. So some of the channel information has been saying that we can expect to probably have contact, open mass contact with the Pleiadians late this year. Now, if the first contact will undoubtedly be with the Pleiadians, and there are a number of light workers who are Pleiadians. All right, they're indistinguishable in appearance from us. The Pleiadians are more advanced technologically than us. But an interesting fact, this is another channel information about them, our souls are of a higher frequency than the Pleiadian souls. And our soul is the consciousness of the Creator. All right? And the Pleiadians are watching over us. And the fact that they're here, they're one of the reasons that we've gone through this huge increase in technology in the 21st century. It's their technology they're here sharing with us. All right. So anyway, they're already here, and because they're not going to be at all threatening because they look just like us, they're going to be the first ones that make contact. And as depending upon how we respond to them, we'll determine what follows that and who comes next, etc. But we will undoubtedly have contact with the Arcturians and the Syrians and some other space beings that have been working closely with the Earth for several thousand years. All right. So yes, can they protect us or put some kind of a shield around us regarding Nibiru? I don't know, but it would be interesting to see what they can do. They have said that the ETs are not going to come in here and rescue us. We don't need rescuing. All right. What they're going to do is they're going to teach us how to do it ourselves. They're here to teach us and to show us, not to do it. We're the ones that have to do it. Okay? So how that would impact Nibiru, I don't know, but I'm certain that if there is a desire, they could show us how to protect ourselves from some of the effects of Nibiru. Okay? But understand that until that happens, there are going to be an increased number of power outages because their electromagnetic field can disrupt the distribution of electricity from the power plants and to the et cetera. And their electromagnetic field and the gravity is impacting earthquakes and weather patterns, wind weather patterns particularly. So we're already caught up in this, and that's going to be accentuating as it gets closer. Now, when it passes us, you recall in the Bible where it said, for 3 days the sun stood still? That was Nibiru. If it's coming from the direction opposite to the rotation of the Earth, all right, what's going to happen with its strong gravity? It will slow down that rotation and stop it. And as it passes it, the Earth will begin rotating, but in the opposite direction. So the sun will rise in the west, not in the east. All right. So that's just some of the possible effects that Nibiru can have. Now, if it's coming from the other direction, if it's coming from behind the way the Earth is rotating, that will speed up the rotation. And right now, the magnetic poles are moving at an unprecedented rate of speed, and we're headed for a pole reversal. And we know that happens periodically, and that's caused again by Nibiru. Okay, and there was a channeling just yesterday that I'm going to share it with you, and I can't tell you it's true or not, but it's way wild and way out. They said the Earth is tilted right now. It's tilted 23 degrees to the sun. Okay, if it were exactly parallel, it would be 90 degrees, but it's 23 degrees off of that. All right, and they said after Nibiru passes, the equator will pass through the North and South Pole. It's going to be laying on its side at a 90-degree angle. Wild. And you know what that's going to do to the ice? Woo! And how much that's going to raise the oceans, etc. And meanwhile, we've got all of this plate tectonics that are going on. And there's one plate movement that I think it would be worth talking about. So let me jump into that. Have any of you heard of the New Madrid fault line? Okay, a couple are saying yes, but New Madrid is a very small town on the Mississippi River and in Missouri. And there's one point where the Mississippi River flows south. And right at New Madrid, there's a hook and it reverses. It's flowing north.
Oh, God.
Just a little bit. All right. And then it hooks again and it resumes its flowing south. Well, there is a fault line that goes through New Madrid, and the fault line originates in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. And it comes up the Mississippi River. And this fault line, earthquakes are like trees. They have branches, smaller quakes that branch off. One of those branches will go up the Mississippi and impact Minneapolis and St. Paul. But the main part of it will go up the Ohio River. Okay? And from the Ohio River, it will cross diagonally across Illinois, Indiana, and it will exit at the northeast corner of Ohio, and it may nick the south east corner of Michigan. Okay, I'm sorry, it would be the northeast corner of Ohio and the southeast corner of Michigan. And from there, it will go up the north or the Canadian side of Lake Ontario, and it will go up the inland waterway out into the North Atlantic. And in the middle of the North Atlantic, there's one point where three major plates meet, and it will end there. And when those plates that meet in that North Atlantic sink, raise, shift, whatever, they're expecting tsunami of over 100 feet that will impact England, the western coast of Europe, which would be France and Spain principally, but also going up into the Netherlands. And it will impact Greenland and the eastern coastline of Canada and northern United States. All right. And that earthquake will not happen all at one time. It will be, this part will be active, then another part, then another part. And this last week, there have been 2 earthquakes along the New Madrid fault line in Ohio. All right. And it's not publicized, but it's known by the geologists that work with these kinds of things. And again, if you don't want to tell people that because they're going to panic. What's it going to do to property values and to the economy, et cetera?
Oh.
Yes, Terry.
My sister works for FEMA and she does flood mitigation and earthquake. And she often talks about that. She confirms your information. Actually, she just got fired
Yeah.
because of the cuts. But she worked with the congressman and the floodplains and the earthquake. She specializes in earthquake. And she talks about that. But I wasn't sure where it would run. But she said it's seriously in the Midwest. It's,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's talked about the Mississippi and everything you said. So they watch it and they're very concerned about it because it's bigger than the one on the West Coast by California.
Well, the one on the West Coast, that's called the Horseshoe. And it comes up the western edge of South America, up the western edge of North America, through the Aleutian Islands. Then it swings around and it goes through Japan, Hawaii, the Philippines, Indonesia. So it literally encompasses the outer edge of the Mississippi, really. So that's an absolutely huge one too. But that will impact that part of the country. The New Madrid, what's going to happen? It's anything that crosses the lower Mississippi is going to be destroyed. Bridges, pipelines, power lines, communication lines, okay? That's all going to be severed. And it's going to really disrupt the movement of products and energies in the country. So be prepared for that. And if it happens in winter and you're in Michigan, okay. But please, the one thing that you do not want to do ever is go into fear as these things are unfolding. Fear paralyzes you. It prevents you from thinking rationally and taking logical actions. If you can see these things that may happen, and if they happen, it's a challenge. I don't ever want to feel that I have a problem. But yes, I have challenges, big ones and small ones. And the challenge is something to be mastered. And every challenge comes to teach at least one lesson. And if you ask the question, what am I to learn from this? Go into a meditative state and look for the answer. It will be given to you. And also, I want you to know that you are never, ever alone. That's impossible. The only way, I shouldn't say it's impossible, it can be possible, but only if you are not aware that you have people, beings overlighting you, and you have within you a soul, which is the divine consciousness of the Creator. All right? We all have what I refer to as a spirit family, and doing a live script reading, we find out who's in your spirit family. And I find that light workers will have somewhere between 15 and 20 in their spirit family, including angels, including master teachers, often an ascended master, and loved ones from the heavenly plane, and your oversouls. All right? So we have all of this energy, all of this wisdom, all of this knowledge that's available to us. Fear can block it all. But if we go into meditation and talk with our soul, talk with our spirit family, and ask for what you want, and when you ask, picture in your mind the solution that you want. How can that be achieved? And then be open to receive the answer from it and trust the information they're giving you. Okay? So anyway, know that the earth changes are going to be significant and they're going to be challenging, but they're here to make the world a fifth dimensional planet. They're not here to punish us. They're not here to destroy things. But all of the negativity that's in the earth has to be brought to the surface. All of the negativity that's in the governments, in the religions, in the economy, etc., it all needs to come to the surface to be dealt with. And that's what we're going through right now. And it appears like it's chaotic because it is chaotic. But it's a cleansing. It's a cleanse. Phase 2 of the ascension process is the cleansing part. And that's what we're going to be in at least through 2027. And I'm going to guess maybe 4 or 5 years beyond that even. And then we start phase 3, which is rebuilding. All right. And the light workers are at the forefront here of grounding the positive energy that will be used for the rebuilding. They're the ones that are grounding and reaching into themselves, communicating with their divine essence as to what we want this fifth dimensional world to be like. And it's often described as heaven on earth, and I think that's a pretty good definition of what most light workers are.
Bluetooth mode. Device paired.
Okay, anything else here? Can you hear me? Okay. Any other thoughts or questions or comments? Okay, what I would like to do then is have a closing meditation. All right? And yes, Michael?
He's been unmuted.
I read in your in the description of the class that you were going to talk about working in our sleep.
Huh. I
Were
don't
you gonna-
remember that.
Well, what if you put, Carl, when you go to bed, and when you you dedicate yourself to something, so that in your dream state you can do a certain,
Yeah,
whether help with the planet, or you can do various things within your, but you have to still ask. I don't know
okay.
if that's what you were getting at or not.
Okay, Michael, yes, this is what I do, all right? As you're drifting off to sleep, you're in the alpha state, which is the state you're in when you meditate. And I do meditation. And just before I drift off to sleep, I will program my dreams. And this is what I would like to experience, or this is what I would like to accomplish, this is what I would like to learn. And so, yes, you can use your sleep time and you can control it to an extent. And whenever you're attempting to control that or control anything, all right, I always suggest you put the trailer on, if it be for my highest good. All right? Because sometimes the things we ask for aren't for our highest good. And if it came for as we wanted it to it may be more harmful than beneficial. Okay?
Carl, isn't it also when you're praying and working with the angelics, and when you're working with the devas, isn't that also that it be for the highest good?
Yes.
So, I mean, you may have some thoughts of what you might want to do and how to align it, but again, I think it needs to be specified that you're working with the ones you're working with, that it be for the highest good of,
Can you hear what Ortrun's saying? Okay, good. Yes.
so is that what you do when you're meditating during the day?
I try to, I'm not as faithful about that as I should be, but I should always include, if it be for my highest good, or if it be for the highest good of everyone that is going to touch.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm. I think that's really very, very necessary, because like you said, the channelings that come through, they're coming through at a certain level of awareness and consciousness of whoever is translating that.
Yes.
And so I just know I try when I do my healings or anything like that to get to a space where I'm not there anymore, that the divine essence of who is guiding me or going, or more that are guiding me, that is what comes through, because I don't want it to go through my different things, the aspects of me. I want it to come straight from them. And I think that's something you ask for, or at least I do. What do you think, Carl?
Yes, I agree with you, honey.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so please make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. And I want you to focus your attention on your breath and on my voice. Gently push away anything else that tries to enter. I want you to see your breath as it enters your body, as it moves into your lungs. I want you to see it being white light. With each breath, the white light is becoming brighter and stronger. With each heartbeat, the blood that circulates through your lungs is picking up this light and carrying it throughout your body. And to know that as you are exhaling each breath, you are sending out all that's within you, your physical, mental, and emotional body, all that is less than love, less than peace, less than joy. And as it leaves your body, it is hit by the incoming white light and transmuted as you send it out into the world in a higher transmuted form. You're building around yourself an aura of light. Every cell is now full of light. It's reached down to your fingertips and your toes, your neck, your head, your arms, your trunk of the body. All light, all love, all peace, all joy. And it's radiating out through the pores of your skin and creating an aura around you. Your aura, it's not just white light. White light is made up of all of the colors. And the white light is enjoying itself, it's playing games, it's becoming different colors and different mixtures of color. And it's filled and radiating joy. It's bringing out the child within you. And with each breath, the aura is getting still bigger and bigger and bigger until finally it extends as far as you could see. If your eyes were open and you could see. And your aura is mixing with the aura of others in this broadcast. And it is now enveloping the entire planet. It's moving into the water divas. And we're sending them love and gratitude and joy and asking them, please help the water to evaporate more easily, more fully, more quickly. And it is. And clouds are forming around much of the earth. And now talk to the air divas. Ask them to move the clouds where they're most needed to protect the earth from overheating, and where the clouds can bring water where it's desperately needed. Remove clouds from areas that are prone to flooding. See the deserts and the semi-arid parts of the world getting an abundance of rain. Plants are growing, big green leafy plants and beautiful flowers and flowering trees. The earth is beautiful, and you're making it now more beautiful with the help of the water divas and the air divas. And you're sending your love now down into the earth, into the very core of the planet, through the crust, through the lava. And you're sending it out to the electromagnetic field that encircles the earth. You're energizing it. The earth is protected, it's loved, it's appreciated, and you're sending it so much love and gratitude. If it could blush, it would be blushing. Okay. And now you're changing your focus. You're going deep within yourself. You're opening wide all 12 of your chakras, the 7 in the body and the 5 that are beneath and above the body. And you're asking each of the chakras to raise their frequency to their upper limit. And now you're confronting your soul, the divine consciousness of the Creator. You have connected your mind and your heart together. You're functioning out of your heart mind. And you're raising the frequency of your heart mind so that it is compatible with the heart mind of your soul, your high heart, your high mind. And your heart mind of your human self is now within the heart mind of your soul self. And you are one with the Creator. The Creator is one with you. You are total peace. And the love is so total, so complete. And there's so much joy. And you feel harmonious. You feel at one, not only with the entire Earth, but with the entire solar system, the entire galaxy, the entire universe. Your soul has connected with all of your higher oversouls. And you are a part of everyone and everything that has ever existed in the entire universe. And you are home. This is where you came from, the heart, mind of the Creator of the universe. And you recognize that the entire universe is the Creator experiencing and expressing itself. And that's who you are right now in this moment of time. And now you're moving back into your physical body. You're bringing back this memory of visiting home, of being at one with everyone and everything that exists. And you will hold that memory in your heart, in your mind. And you know that whenever you might need help of a very high, intense nature, you can always go home and ask. You are complete. You are whole. You are one. And you know that whatever might come into your life, that there is nothing that you cannot deal with, learn from, and change for the highest good of all. You are an aspect of the universal creator. That is your true self. And that is now embedded in your heart, your mind, and your soul. And is always there for you to call upon. And now, as you're ready, you may prepare to come back fully into your physical body. You feel empowered, refreshed, invigorated, and filled with so much love and peace and joy. And you're going to enjoy that again tonight as you go to sleep, and tomorrow as you wake up. And as you're ready, you can open your eyes. We're not who we thought we were, are we? So infinitely greater. We've got a couple minutes left. No, I guess we don't. But if anyone has something else that they want to share, please.
We got 10 minutes left, Carl.
If there's anyone else who would like to weigh in or have questions or comments for Carl, this is the time to do that.
Or
Just
a
go
thought-
ahead and unmute yourself.
Or a thought they would like to share with the group, too.
Carl, it's Pete here.
Hi, Pete.
Thank you for sharing your knowledge and wisdom, Carl. So much. Thank you so much, man.
Pete, it's my privilege. Thank you for being here to hear it.
All right. I know. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Carl. I live in the Detroit area now, so I don't get to the Coptic Center, so it's been a while since I've heard you speak, and I've always loved it. So I'm glad to can be part of this Zoom at this time.
Well, it's good to see you and make contact with you again.
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much, Carl. It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you. The family as well, I hope.
Yes, everybody's doing well.
Good.
And it's just such a wonderful vibrations and the upliftment, the energy that this talk gives from you. So thank you so much. It's wonderful. And I have forgotten some of the things that you were mentioning before. As you were mentioning the Nibiru and other things, I was recalling them. So it's wonderful, and also more information as well about that. So very good. It's reminds me to have more of the meditation, the importance of meditation and connecting to get the answers of intuition about how to handle anything that happens to you in a way, right? And to your
Yes.
family.
Yes. Well, it's good to be with you again.
Yes, thank you.